Ladies and gentlemen, imagine ending each day with absolute clarity, with a sense of purpose that extends beyond just what you did, but why you did it. Every night, before we close our eyes, we have a choice to reset, to realign, to remind ourselves of what truly matters. And yet so many of us let the day slip away without taking that moment. We rush, we collapse into bed exhausted. We carry with us the weight of conversations we wish had gone differently, the regrets of things left unsaid, the worries of what tomorrow may bring. But what if before sleep we paused? What if in those final moments of wakefulness we grounded ourselves in something bigger than just the day's events? There is a simple yet powerful act that changes everything. A moment of reflection, a moment of gratitude, a moment of surrender. Because when we take the time to acknowledge what we have, to seek guidance for what's ahead, and to release what we cannot control, we sleep lighter, we wake stronger. This isn't about routine, it's about intention. It's about ending each day with a deliberate act that reminds us we are not alone in this journey, that we are connected to something greater, that we are given another chance not just to live, but to lead, to serve, to love. So before sleep, take that moment, speak that prayer, not out of habit, but out of understanding, not as an obligation, but as an opportunity to realign with purpose, to reset the heart and to prepare the soul. Because when we do that, we don't just sleep, we rest. And when we rest, we wake up ready to make a difference. Reflection brings clarity. Ending the day with a moment of prayer helps us process our experiences, recognize our growth, and realign with our purpose. Gratitude changes perspective. Acknowledging what we have rather than focusing on what we lack shifts our mindset from stress to appreciation. Surrender lightens the burden. Letting go of worries, regrets, and things beyond our control allows us to rest peacefully and wake up with renewed strength. Connection grounds us. Prayer reminds us that we are not alone in our journey, reinforcing our trust in something greater than ourselves. Intention shapes tomorrow. Ending the day with purpose ensures that we wake up with direction, ready to lead, serve, and make a difference. Every day is filled with moments, some that lift us, some that challenge us, and others that pass by unnoticed. We move through them reacting, responding, doing our best to keep up. But in the rush of it all, we rarely take the time to step back and truly see what we've learned, see where we've grown, see what still needs our attention. Reflection is not about dwelling on the past, it's about understanding it. It's about making sense of the emotions, the decisions, the interactions that shaped our day. Without it, we carry unfinished thoughts, unresolved feelings, and missed lessons into tomorrow. But when we pause to reflect, we create space for clarity. We begin to recognize patterns, identify what matters most, and let go of what doesn't serve us. Clarity isn't something that just arrives, it's something we cultivate, and it happens in those quiet moments when we ask ourselves the right questions. What went well today? What could I have done differently? What am I holding onto that I need to release? These questions don't just help us understand our day, they help us understand ourselves. The greatest leaders, the most fulfilled individuals, the people who live with the most purpose, none of them leave clarity to chance. They seek it, they create it, and it starts with reflection. Because when we take the time to look back with intention, we move forward with confidence. It's easy to focus on what's missing, the goals not yet achieved, the things we wish were different, the moments that didn't go as planned. Our minds are wired to search for what needs fixing, what's lacking, what isn't enough. But when we shift our focus, when we take a moment to recognize what we have rather than what we don't, everything changes. Gratitude isn't just about being thankful for the big things, it's about noticing the small moments. The conversation that made us smile, the challenge that helped us grow, the breath in our lungs that allows us to keep going. It's about recognizing that even in the most difficult days, there is something to appreciate, and when we choose to see it, our perspective shifts. Gratitude doesn't erase problems, but it reframes them. Instead of seeing obstacles, we start seeing opportunities. Instead of feeling overwhelmed, we feel empowered. Instead of focusing on what went wrong, we begin to notice what went right. It changes how we approach life, how we interact with others, how we lead, and how we respond to setback. The most successful, fulfilled, and grounded people aren't the ones who never face challenges. They're the ones who choose to see beyond them. They're the ones who practice gratitude not just as a reaction, but as a mindset. Because when we look at life through the lens of gratitude, we don't just see what's in front of us, we see the possibilities that were always there, waiting to be noticed. There's a weight we carry every day, the expectations we place on ourselves, the pressures of the world around us, the things we can't control but still try to. We hold on to worries about the future, regrets from the past, the fear of not being enough, of not doing enough. And without realizing it, this weight slows us down. It drains our energy, clouds our thinking, and steals our peace. But what if we didn't have to carry it all? What if we could release the need to control everything, the need to have all the answers, the need to always be strong? Surrender isn't about giving up, it's about letting go. It's about recognizing that there are things beyond our control and choosing to trust that we will be okay, even when we don't have all the pieces figured out. The moment we surrender, the burden shifts, the anxiety eases, the pressure lifts. Because surrender isn't a sign of weakness, it's an act of strength. It's acknowledging that we are not meant to do everything alone. It's understanding that some battles are not ours to fight. Some answers come with time. And some of the most profound changes happen when we stop resisting and start trusting. There is freedom in surrender. Freedom to breathe, to move forward, to rest. And when we learn to release what we cannot change, we make space for what truly matters. We make space for clarity, for peace, for purpose. Because in letting go, we don't lose control, we gain perspective. And that changes everything. In a world that moves fast, where distractions are constant and expectations are high, it's easy to feel unanchored, like we're drifting from one task to the next, from one conversation to another, without truly feeling present. We chase success, we pursue goals, we try to keep up, but in the process, we often forget the one thing that keeps us steady: connection. Connection is what reminds us that we're not alone. It's what gives meaning to our experiences, turning challenges into lessons and victories into shared joy. Whether it's through relationships, faith, or a sense of purpose, connection is what keeps us grounded when everything else feels uncertain. It's what brings us back to who we are, what we believe in, and why we do what we do. When we feel connected to people, to values, to something greater than ourselves, our perspective shifts. We're no longer just moving through life, we're living it with intention. Conversations become richer, challenges become more manageable. Even the hardest days feel different when we know we don't have to navigate them alone. True connection requires presence. It means slowing down long enough to appreciate the people around us, to acknowledge the moments that matter, and to seek out what truly fulfills us. It's not found in the noise of the world, but in the quiet moments of understanding, in the relationships that uplift us, in the faith that keeps us steady. When we nurture that connection, we don't just survive the chaos, we rise above it, stronger, clearer, and more certain of the path ahead. Every day we make choices, some small, some life-changing. We decide how we spend our time, what we focus on, and where we direct our energy. But too often we move through life on autopilot, reacting instead of leading, drifting instead of deciding. And then we wonder why things feel stagnant, why we aren't progressing, why each day feels like a repeat of the last. The truth is, the way tomorrow unfolds starts with the intention we set today. Intention is more than just having goals. It's about clarity. It's about deciding who we want to be, how we want to show up, and what kind of impact we want to leave. When we move with intention, our actions have purpose. We don't just go through the motions, we take meaningful steps toward the life we want to create. Challenges don't derail us because we understand why we're on the path in the first place. Distractions don't control us because we've already decided what truly matters. The most successful and fulfilled people don't leave their future to chance, they shape it. Not by waiting for the perfect moment, but by making the present moment count. They know that progress isn't about giant leaps, it's about small, intentional actions repeated over time. It's about aligning what we do today with where we want to be tomorrow. Because when we set our intentions clearly, we don't just hope for a better future, we build it, one deliberate step at a time. Every night, before sleep takes over, we have a choice to reflect, to express gratitude, to surrender what we cannot control, to reconnect with what grounds us, and to set the intention for what's ahead. These moments are not just routine, they are the foundation of a life lived with purpose. When we take the time to pause, to acknowledge, to release, and to realign, we don't just rest, we reset. And when we wake, we rise with clarity, with strength, and with the confidence to step into a new day, fully present, fully prepared, and fully alive.